So you want to be a better presenter? Well, the answer to this is that if you're going to go into a lounge room, you've got less than like 15 to 20 minutes to get the vibe there that literally customers are willing to sign an agency agreement while you're there. And what we learned is that ultimately consumers start cold. We then have a conversation over a period of time. We start talking to them about the sale, and they get to the point where they're ready. They're really hot. They're right to go. And just before they go to sign the agency agreement, they get the speed wobbles. They think about, I need to think about it. I need to get another agent in. I need to think overnight. I'll come back to you in a couple of days' time. And what actually happens is that then all of a sudden their temperature drops. But the interesting thing is when the next agent comes in, they're not going from cold. They're actually going from already lukewarm to medium warm. And then all they've got to do is they've just got to have that conversation and just get the seller to go through that last minute resistance and to make the decision to use them. Now, when you are thinking about the dynamics of being a phenomenal presenter, what you've got to do is you've got to realize how you turn up is going to be massively important. Now, it all starts in the beginning of actually setting the appointment, making sure that you've done the basics around sending a calendar invite, making sure you've got an email of introduction that explains who you are, what you do, and how you help. That it's simple, it's easy, and it's precise. Sending an SMS with a pre-meeting survey that they can fill out in 30 seconds or less, which will tell you everything extra about the situation to really make sure that you've got the dynamics. Once you're there and you're at the property, it's that ability to get them to go and show you the home, really build that rapport and that connection. At the moment that you get to sit down in that conversation, that you can open up with a great question. How can I help? And then it's about taking notes and listening to the customer and taking them on a dynamic journey or a story that is the ultimate story of what it is that you do to actually get them to solve. Now, this is where structure is going to be important. An opener, your situation, selecting an agent, method, marketing, price, and then summary, and making sure that you close while you're there. Now, if you have the default methodology that you are going to close while you're on the spot, not only will you win more listings, you're going to put yourself in a position that you're more likely to cover off everything that's absolutely critically important. Now, these presentation dynamics could mean in the bottom right-hand corner of an A4 page, you have contract of sale, time for photography, time for videography, access to the property, what you might need to do in terms of a solicitor. So you've got everything there already signed off, sealed, ready to go so that you can make it easy for consumers. One of the great challenges in our industry is that everyone wants to go and send proposals. I just want to close while I'm there, and I want to get those presentation dynamics right. Phil Harris and I spent a lot of time in the early stages of our careers to really perfect what we did inside of the listing presentation. And one of the best things that we ever did was role-playing our listing presentations, recording it on audio, watching it on video, and learning how we could go to change our dynamics. Get out of the chair, walk to a particular location, show the sellers, is this going to be the key shot of the campaign? Being able to hand visuals to someone to bring them back in for a high level of engagement, and learning what the powerful questions are that really change the game. The worst thing that ever happened was when we were taught to do more questions. What actually I want to do is to find out the 1, 2, or 3 incredibly powerful questions that changes the entire dynamics of what you do as a presenter. It's time to present at your best. You've worked hundreds of hours to get to that lounge room table. Let's make sure that you win while you're there.